What is up, guys? It is DMG here, and today we are going to be doing another episode of Rate My Squad, and we have a 100k hybrid team to be looking at. Now, I'm doing the Rate My Squad a little bit different for this episode because I'm going to be showing you a lot of the gameplay. We played around 7 or 8 games, I think eventually it was, and I'm going to be talking over that gameplay. And normally what we do is we actually just play like 3 or 4 games live, but I decided to do it like this for a couple reasons. So then it's, first of all, I can play with the team a lot more and I have a better idea of what's good, what's bad, what needs to be changed, and what needs to stay in the team. I'm also able to play more games with the team, which then forces me to play more FIFA, which can be good and bad depending on the gameplay. But then it also allows me to kind of do this whenever I want, so that I'm able to review more teams in the future as well. So if you do like it, if you don't like it, please tell me so I can, switch back or continue to keep doing this. But for this episode, again, we do have that 100k team hybrid. So we have Subasic in goal, we got Piszczek at right back, we got Jemerson and Glick at center backs, we got Denisov at left back, a different Denisov at center mid, we have Moutinho and Castro at the other center mids, we have Inform Fernandez at center attacking mid, Inform Farfan, and then Royce at striker. I also showed the instructions and the tactics on the screen as well in case you guys are interested in it in the 4-3-1-2. So overall, this team actually did decently well initially. I think the first 4 games I played, now I only show like 6 games, but the first 4 games I played were the daily knockouts, and every game I played after that was Division 1. So again, I only showed 6 games, so 4 in daily knockouts, 2 in Division 1. I did play a couple more in Division 1, which I think I didn't score many goals. I think it was like a 1-0 win, like something like that for both games or something. So I didn't show that just because it wasn't really that interesting. So based on the look of the team, I think you can probably guess that the defense is the thing that struggled the most and the attack is something that really worked out well for us. I think we could all see that just how the team looked initially, and that is exactly how it played out. The front 3 guys, so Inform Fernandez, Inform Farfan, and Royce, were exemplary. They were absolutely fucking insane, actually. I think through like the 7 or 8 games that we played, Fernandez got a goal contribution a game. I think he ended with like 7 goals, 1 assist. I know Farfan ended up with 12 goal contributions, and then Royce ended up with 16 goal contributions. Now, I would say of that front 3, Fernandez was probably my favorite. Like, he actually had some Aromenko qualities about him. And just the fact that I'm saying that, the fact that I'm even comparing him even a little bit to Aromenko, you guys know how insane that is because of my love for Aromenko. He was my favorite FIFA player of all time. So the fact that I'm even comparing them is the highest compliment to Inform Fernandez. He had the long shots of fucking dreams. He could hit bangers all day. He was good at the build-up play. But one thing I really liked about the other 2 strikers was that their positioning was really solid, right? They could put goals away, they can assist. They had more goal contributions than Fernandez, both of them did. But their positioning was great. I put them both on press back line and getting behind, and they would sit right in front of the center backs and just kind of make themselves available. So then they could, I could pass the ball forward to them if I was Castro or Moutinho or Fernandez or something, and then I could just kind of lay it off and wait for the other players to kind of help support them. But those 2, Farfan and Royce, were very capable on their own. Now, Farfan was also extremely good. He has a 3-star weak foot and 3-star skills. 3-star skills, obviously, you can't do anything about. But the 3-star weak foot felt way better than it should have. It honestly, I felt very, very confident putting it away. I think he had a few left-footed goals. I think 2 or 3 of them were finesses toward the near post as well. So very, very capable on that weak foot of his as well. The other thing I liked was the midfield, but for kind of a weird reason, I would say, because they weren't super involved in like scoring goals or getting assists or anything. And I mean, they were somewhat involved in the build-up play, but the thing I liked is that they knew when to kind of sit back. They knew when to stop attacking, which was really nice because in the other team I have, like my main team right now, I have not Lauren Block, but I have like Bakayoko, I got Goretzka, I got another star center mid player, and they all kind of like run up and try to get inside the box, even though I tell them to stay on the edge of the box. They do the exact opposite, so they keep pushing forward. Castro, Moutinho, Denisov, like they don't run into the box, at least very often, not nearly as often as I saw with my other team. So they sit back. They do provide a bit of a build-up play, but I had them on stay back while attacking, so that's exactly what they did. They kind of pushed up a little bit, but not enough to the point that they were crowding the attacking third. So that I love that. They were not crowding the attacking third. So again, they weren't really heavily involved with goals or assists, but they knew when to not get involved, which I absolutely love. They knew when to not get involved because, again, with my other team, when players do that, when they do get too much involved, it completely ruins the attack and, you know, it completely takes my attacking players out of position. Now, saying that, the midfield did have its flaws. Defensively, it got shredded pretty much every single time. Actually, every single time, 90% of the time, it just got completely shredded. Now, I was decent enough at kind of trying to bring them back a little bit, and my defense was okay enough at holding them off long enough so then I could bring a center mid back. But I mean, the center mids got ripped way too easily, and then the center backs. Glick is decently good at defending. In fact, he did make some very solid tackles, but he has 56 pace. So he's going to get ripped if I come up against Mertens or Dybala or Gomez, which I did for one of the games, and they did absolutely rip me in that game, at least in the second half. So while Glick is good, well, I'll talk about the defense later, but the midfield, again, they just got completely ripped. There's no defensive ability, really, because Denisov is a defensive mid. He has medium high work rates, but he's not that good. Occasionally I did sub in Mounier, but I mean, Mounier would go too far forward, so he didn't really get back as much as I would like. So that midfield in general wasn't really that good in terms of defensive ability. Now for the defense, and honestly, I wasn't really that pleased with them. The left back Denisov, actually, he was pretty good. He has good pace, good defending, good physical. His dribbling's not that good. His passing and shooting are obviously pretty trash, but in terms of just being like a defender, which I would want my left and right backs to be, I mean, high work rates, decent enough pace, good physical and defending. So, I mean, he was actually solid. He was good enough to the point where I can consistently use him, even in like a decent enough team, in like in foot champs even. He was that solid and that consistent. In terms of Glick though, not good enough because of that pace. It really lets him down. Jemerson, complete liability. He wasn't that good. I think he was mainly there just to kind of give Moutinho a link. I'm almost positive of it actually. But Glick, decent enough defending, but again, not good enough for Division 1, not good enough for foot champs or anything like that because of that pace. Again, I already mentioned Jemerson, not really that good either. Piszczek though really surprised me because he was not that good. He was consistently in the wrong position. It just seemed like he didn't care. Like, he has medium work rate, so he wouldn't really go forward that much to make space for a pass. He wouldn't really run back that much to make a tackle. He just would kind of sit in that right back spot. So if someone would go in that right back spot, he was decent. But if he had to move, right, if Piszczek had to move, he wasn't going to get anything. He wasn't going to make space. He wasn't going to get a tackle. It would just be a disaster completely. And then finally for Subasic, he was not 85 rated. He's usable, I guess, if you need a Monaco goalkeeper specifically. But I mean, there are obviously a lot of other goalkeepers who are just as good and better than him, right? So try out some other League One goalies, and we could have actually put any League One goalie in there since we just needed a kind of a weak link in goal. But the person used Subasic, and turns out not really that great. Now I will rate this team around a 7 or even 7.5 out of 10, and I did mention it's not that good. It's not foot champs ready. It's a little it's a liability for Division 1. But it was so goddamn fun. It was such a fun team with that front three with Royce, Farfan, and Fernandez. Those three guys are fucking insane. So if you can manage to get some icons in the team, like with that front three, or just manage to get, kind of switch around the play a little bit and try to get that team on full chem, it's insane. So that's probably going to be it for me, guys. If you do want me to rate your squad, just leave them in the comments or send me them on Twitter. Either way will work for me. But like I said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been DMG. Peace.